Songs in the Night, September 23rd. The chosen text from Joshua chapter 1 verses 7. Be thou strong and very courageous. Explanation. There never was a time when more strength of the character and more courage were needed than just now. We need to be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. We do not know in what form some of our trials and tribulations will come, but we who are living in this evil day, here, in the very close of this day, in the final hour of a temptation, surely need to have on the whole armor of God. We need to have our lions girt about with truth. We need the helmet to protect our minds, our intellects from the shafts of error. We need the breastplate of righteousness. We need the sword of the Spirit, the both two-edged sword. We need the sandals of the preparation of gospel of peace. We need all of these to overcome the Canaanites in our own breast and to overcome all the surrounding obstacles. Reprint number 5707, hymn number 300. Amen.
Okay, let's get into this. We're doing a deep dive today into some, well, quite powerful source material. It really calls for personal courage, stating that there never was a time when more strength of character and more courage were needed than just now.
That's right. And it's not just a suggestion, it's a command. Be thou strong and very courageous. The sources, they really set a serious scene. They talk about living in an evil day.
An evil day. That sounds quite stark.
It does. They even call it the final hour of temptation. So the idea is that we need real strength, prepared strength, not just wishful thinking.
And the sources give a specific way to get that strength, don't they? It's about being strong in the Lord and in the power of His might.
Exactly. And that immediately leads to this concept of putting on the whole armor of God. It's presented as essential equipment.
The whole armor, suggesting we need everything it offers.
Precisely, because, as they point out, we just do not know in what form some of our trials and tribulations will come, so you need comprehensive protection against, well, the unknown.
Okay, so let's break down this armor. It sounds like quite a list. What are the key pieces, and what do they do? It starts with the loins being girt about with truth. What does that mean practically?
Well, think of truth as your core stability, like a belt, holding everything foundational in place. It's about integrity, fundamentally. If your commitment to truth is shaky, the rest of the armor, well, it's not going to hold up, is it?
Right. Makes sense. Okay, moving up, there's the breastplate of righteousness, protecting the core.
Protecting your moral core, yes. Your heart, your decision-making center, guarding against compromise or corruption. But maybe the most interesting piece, especially for, people trying to navigate today's world, is the helmet.
Yes, the helmet. The sources are very specific about its job. It's needed to protect our minds, our intellects, from the shafts of error.
Exactly, shafts of error. That's such a vivid phrase.
It really is. Why single out the mind like that?
Well, think about it. In an age of just constant information, maybe the biggest attacks aren't physical, they're mental, informational. This armor seems designed for a battle against confusion, misinformation, maybe even internal doubt sown by, bad actors or just noise. It's like a call for critical thinking as defense.
Critical thinking personified in armor. I like that. Okay, so far it feels quite defensive truth, righteousness, protecting the mind. Is there an offensive element?
Yes, there is. That's the sword of the Spirit, and it's described specifically as the broad two-edged sword.
Two-edged, implying
it cuts both ways, perhaps. It's multifaceted. It represents maybe active engagement, communication, the ability to cut through problems, not just defend against them. It's the tool for action.
Okay, action. And then the feet, the sandals. These are called the preparation of the gospel of peace. That seems a bit contradictory. Peace as preparation for struggle.
It does seem counterintuitive at first, yeah. But think about it. Peace, like inner peace or certainty, gives you stability, a solid footing. If you're grounded, confident in your, let's say, mission or principles, you can move effectively. You're agile. You're not bogged down by inner turmoil or anxiety. It's readiness born from a place of peace.
So stability, moral defense, critical thinking, action, and this grounded readiness. That's the full kit. But who or what are we actually fighting? The sources mention a kind of dual front, right?
That's right, exactly. The armor is needed for the external stuff, all the surrounding obstacles, as they put it, the challenges the world throws at you. But crucially, it's also for the internal battle, conquering the Canaanites in our own breast.
The internal struggle. So weaknesses, self-doubt, those kinds of things.
Precisely. The fight for strength isn't just out there, it's in here too, against our own flaws.
Okay, so wrapping this up, this deep dive has really been about being fully prepared, equipping yourself from head to toe, mind included, for dangerous times, whether the danger comes from outside or, well, from within.
Yeah. And the key takeaway isn't just the list itself, but maybe that emphasis on strategic defense, especially for the mind. So here's something maybe for you to think about. If the ultimate defense involves guarding your mind against these shafts of error, against falsehoods and confusion, how does that change how you approach new information, how you consume news or learn things day to day?
Moving from just taking things in to actively defending your understanding?
Something like that. Shifting from maybe passive reception to active intellectual defense, that's a thought worth exploring, isn't it?